The walls are closing in. Trump's White House exodus, explained YouTube script. Estimated runtime, 6 to 7 minutes, approximately 950 words. Cold open, hook, 75 days. That's all that's left before America's midterm elections. And right now, at the exact moment Donald Trump needs his White House running like a well-oiled machine, it's doing the opposite. His press secretary is out. His top liaison to Congress is gone. His deputy national security advisor is packing his bags in the middle of a war. And Treasury, nearly half of its top appointees have already walked out the door. One line from a former Trump ally sums up the mood in Washington right now. People are watching the polls, watching the investigations pile up, and thinking, in their words, that they're seeing the writing on the wall. So what is actually happening inside Trump's White House? Is this a normal pre-midterm shakeup, or something bigger? Let's break it down. Section 1. The departures. Let's start with the names because there are a lot of them. First, Caroline Leavitt. At just 28 years old, she became the youngest White House press secretary in American history, the face of this administration at the podium for a year and a half. This week, she confirmed she's stepping down, saying she wants more time with her 2 young children after returning from maternity leave. But here's the twist. She's not disappearing from politics. She's heading straight back to MAGA Inc., Trump's outside super PAC, where she'll reportedly serve as one of the president's top outside advisors. So she's leaving the building, but not leaving the fight. Then there's James Braid. He was the administration's top liaison to Congress, basically the guy responsible for keeping Republicans in line and negotiations moving on Capitol Hill. He lasted less than 2 years in the job before announcing his exit, right as Trump heads into what could be the most consequential stretch of his second term. And it doesn't stop there. Andy Baker, the deputy national security advisor and a close confidant of Vice President J.D. Vance, is also stepping away in the middle of an ongoing war in the Middle East, and after being personally involved in direct talks with Iran. Baker says it's about family, but his exit leaves a gap in exactly the kind of high-stakes foreign policy role you don't want sitting empty. And then there's the money side of government. Reporting shows nearly half of Trump's Treasury appointees have left their posts, at a moment when, according to Politico, the war effort is putting real strain on an already thinned-out department. Individually, any one of these could be written off as normal Washington churn. Together, that's a pattern. Section 2. Why now? So here's the real question. Why is this happening now all at once? 3 words. Midterms, subpoenas, and 2028. First, the political math. Republicans are staring down a real possibility of losing control of the House and maybe even the Senate. One former administration insider put it bluntly, people inside the White House are doing the math and realizing that if Congress flips, the environment they're operating in is about to get a lot more hostile, with investigations and subpoenas potentially waiting on the other side. Second, self-preservation. There's a very human calculation happening behind closed doors. Is it worth taking daily political hits, only to hurt your future job prospects once you're back in the private sector? For ambitious staffers with eyes on lucrative post-government careers, the answer for a growing number of them seems to be no, not anymore. And third, the 2028 shadow primary. Section 3, the historical echo. But here's what makes this feel familiar. Trump's first term set records for early staff turnover, more departures in year 1 than any administration in decades. Cabinet secretaries, FBI directors, chiefs of staff, communications directors, the revolving door never really stopped. The difference this time? Trump has deliberately built a tighter inner circle in term 2, fewer people, more concentrated trust. And that means every single departure right now doesn't just create a vacancy, it creates a crack in the small circle of people actually running the government day to day. Closing, the takeaway. So is this the beginning of real turmoil, or just standard pre-midterm reshuffling dressed up as a bigger story? Maybe both. These exits don't guarantee a crisis, but they're happening at the exact moment Trump can least afford instability, a possible hostile Congress, a war still unresolved, and a party already looking past him toward 2028. The people closest to the president are quietly asking themselves the same question voters will be asking in November. Is this administration built to last the next 2 years? We'll be tracking every name that walks out that door between now